the K-Bar booth at SHOT 2013. John, how you doing, sir?
Fine, sir. How are you?
Very good, sir. You've got some new product for 2013, correct?
Yes, we do. We got a 115-year anniversary K-Bar fighting knife. Okay, this thing is going to retail for about $112.
And those are approximations, of course.
Approximate, you know, we never know knife costs when they go up and out. So it's about $112.
And this is the, you know, it's a standard K-Bar, which
standard Marine Corps fighter.
Of course, K-Bar is well known for, famous for. I mean, that's the name.
Pro-Van steel, polished leather handle.
Right.
And that beautiful emblem right there with 115 years.
Very nice emblem. 115-year anniversary for the K-Bar, and it's a traditional K-Bar, not really, you know, no sharpened reverse. Yeah. Okay, very good.
Okay, next in the line is the Dog's Head Coppersmith line. This is new for this year, and this is actually copper plated.
Copper plated, not solid copper.
Not solid copper, and polished bone.
Very good.
We got two models in there.
Two sizes of this. These are both lockbacks?
Yes. Price for the smaller one will be about $140, and the larger one, $189 approximately.
Very nice. Nice presentation grade knife, so to speak. And of course, traditional lockback. It's nice traditional blades.
Two new knives in the Zombie line, and the Zombie line has changed. It is now made in the USA.
And just a quick introduction, the Zombie line is a little bit of a kind of a tongue-in-cheek
large
line,
knife.
but it's also, these are large knives, and they're very, very good users. I've actually know several people that have had a lot of luck with them and really enjoyed them.
Fully functional, and they come with black scales for the people that don't enjoy the Zombie green handles.
That's right, and that's interchangeable. It comes in the box with the black scales. Although, I'll tell you what they're referring to as the Zombie green is actually a very nice high visibility grip for if you're in the field, if you're in heavy brush, what have you, you lose this thing, you're going to be able to find this knife relatively easy.
Right. We have the Zombie Zomstro right here.
The Zomstro?
Zomstro.
May I?
More of a cleaver.
Kind of a, not a beaver cleaver, but a cleaver. And a nice cutout here at the top.
If you can get your Zombie near a butcher block, you're good to go.
Yeah, well, you know, I guess it'd be pretty easy to lead them there as long as you had one handy.
Right, and this is a Schwabe, based on some old swashbuckler films.
A Schwabe, kind of a scimitar style blade, but also kind of like a small pirate sword almost.
That's right.
And both of these knives have at the end of the at the end of the tang, they've got the a hook here to help retain grip.
Retain it when it gets stuck in that zombie skull and you have to pull it back out.
John, I think you're enjoying the zombie thing a little too much.
I watched too much of that. All right, and here in the Johnson line we have an Adventurer Game Stalker. Price on this will be approximately $65.
$65 retail.
And it's got the orange shark skin handle, and it's a tumbled finish on the blade. On the blade,
okay. And that is nice. And that grip, you know, relatively smooth, you know, in the sheath. But it's pretty darn grippy. Very much like real, true, natural shark skin. That is, if you had an orange shark.
Yes. Next, we have the Becker Knife and Tool. We have a BK10. People have been clamoring for BK.
I was going to ask, is this a reintroduction of the BK10? Wasn't there a knife very similar in the size?
I think the BK10 was out with serrations.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And
so they're bringing BK10 back with a smooth blade, and
in
of course
a hard sheath. Yeah, they're changing that.
They are changing that up?
Yes. Okay. And then we have the D'Escobar, the collaboration, of course. And this is also a polished tumbled steel. Tumbled
finish, which is pretty popular with a lot of folks.
Right. I know the paracord guys are going to love that handle.
Oh yeah. And this is a nice blade configuration to put into, you know, say an external additional pocket on a larger sheathed knife.
Right.
Like you said, put some paracord on it, or whatever. You know, you'd be surprised. I've seen some really interesting things used as a handle material.
Right, and the price on this is $121 and $79.
Very good.
In the TDI law enforcement line, we have the Master Key.
Now this Master Key was almost blending in very well with the tabletop there, but yeah, okay, so we've got basically, it's a huge pry tool.
Yes, it was, we had some special forces personnel come up and ask for something that they could carry on their gear. It wasn't a Halligan tool. Each guy can have one if they needed it to make entry, breach a door, breach a window, and also have a weapon.
It has an edge,
yes.
And that is a final edge. It's not a false edge. And of course, it's got a pretty good pronounced edge, if you will, to the pry piece or the pry end. You also have this cutout opening here
for nail pulling, mask breaking.
Right, right.
Whatever you need.
Very good. And of course, this is going to be ideal for the paracord treatment that you mentioned earlier.
Right. The sheath comes up to about here, so the paracord treatment will have to be done at the end.
Right.
But it is also made in the United States. Price on that, about $93.
$93? Rounded up to 95 just for the sake of rounding.
Okay. And then the zombie folders. Unfortunately, I only have one left. The larger ones are gone. This is the smallest one. And this will be about $25. The two larger ones about $30.
And there are two larger ones that are new for 2013.
Yes, so there'll be 3 in the folder line.
And again, this is a lockback with the high visibility grip or scales.
And last but not least, in the Dozer line, we have what we call the Big Easy folder. Dozer heard that New York was going to ban lockbacks of any kind. So this is a traditional bolster lock.
Okay, a bolster lock, yeah. And you know, when it was laying there, I thought initially that was a fixed blade, quite frankly.
Yeah. So the lock is the friction of the bolster.
Right.
Hopefully that'll help the people in New York have a knife.
That would be nice. And again, as it was just laying on the table, in the position it was in, and with the angle on the blade, you know, some of the glare that we've got, I frankly thought that this was a fixed blade. The lines are that tight that
it's a very well-made knife. It's very tight.
Bob Dozier, I mean, you can't go wrong.
Right. Retail price on that about $53.
Retail $53. Fantastic. Very good. Well, then, John, is other than the 2 missing zombie folders, is that it for 2012 or 13 rather?
Well, in the TDI line, the cane has been put in the catalog. We carried the cane last year. It wasn't a cataloged item.
Okay.
Okay, so there is a cane. Do you want me to?
If you have it available, and if not.